Hello, everybody. Welcome to the most recent and probably your new favorite podcast about motorsports. This is Azul Volante.
Good morning, good afternoon, and why not good evening? Here we are again, back on track. We are,
As do Volante.
first of all, I'm going to introduce our main engineer, our specialist, as we always say. There in the beautiful Portugal, our friend.
João Barata, here I am.
Hello, João Barada. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you? Over there on the other side of the Atlantic.
I am really well. A little bit tired, as I told you before starting, but very well, very well. My name's Diego. I am trying to be your guest during the next 45 minutes, and we are going to review, we are going to comment, we are going to give our opinions about the first two stages of the 2022 Formula One Championship. We had a really good beginning after the season of all seasons, as someone said over there. And it, yeah, and this one, the one that we are in the very beginning, is initiating as strong as the one before. We already had two races, and they were very dramatic races. There in the Middle East for different reasons, not only
Explosive. Explosive race.
Yeah, that could be funny only for us that are really far from that. And well, there's no much time to spend. Let's go direct to the thing. And well, where did it all start?
Well, it all started in Bahrain, the first race. Everyone was really looking forward for the new cars, new regulations, after the season of seasons last year also. So yeah, it all started. From testing, we thought that maybe Ferrari were strong, Red Bull also, Mercedes with some problems, and funnily enough, what we thought that would happen happened, and that's not so usual regarding testing. There's always some surprises, but I feel that tests really reflected, especially the last one, really reflected what happened during the race, even the McLaren debacle. So yeah, I think that last testing session was really a good way. Now looking back, now we can say that it was a good way of getting to know how the forces were for the start of the season, and what a strong start, I think, for Formula One in general.
Do you think it would be a good idea to improvise a little chart about the testing seasons from 1 to 5, which were the teams that were doing good? And
well, we understood that Ferrari and Red Bull were good. Mercedes struggling a little bit. McLaren also struggling a lot, especially in the last session. The last days of testing. We weren't sure about Haas and Alfa Romeo because they were coming with some pretty quick lap times, but we never know the conditions. But after all, they were quick. Aston Martin seemed a little bit on the Aston Martin and Williams seemed a little bit on the weaker side, also confirmed. And Alpine, I had really no idea, but and AlphaTauri seemed like the usual thing for AlphaTauri, which is true. And Alpine, I had no idea, but until now they are fighting for points consistently. So yeah, maybe not the step up that they wanted, but a good car, especially taking into consideration that they are the only ones with that engine, and the engine was and is an important thing in the beginning of this season.
So this improvised top 5 has in the top Ferrari,
Red Bull,
Mercedes,
and I would say, well, then the last two spots I'm split between Haas, Alfa Romeo, and Alpine.
Okay. Yeah.
It's tough. It's a tough call.
They are almost equal, almost even, I would say. Okay, and
I would put Alpine, and then Magnussen and Bottas.
Well, we've got to speak about him for sure. Well, with this scenario, we get to the track, and you were just to start speaking about the race when I interrupted about this ranking of the pre-season testing. So please go on.
First, before the race, it was a really nice qualifying session. Both Ferrari drivers and Red Bull drivers were fighting for pole. Maybe Perez wasn't so quick in this first race, but Leclerc, Verstappen and Sainz were separated by 1/10 of a second. So it was thrilling and suspense until the end to know who would get the pole. And the surprises started in qualifying, with Bottas being 6th, Magnussen 7th place, and on the not so positive side, Ricciardo only being 18th, and even Norris a little bit better, but 13th. I think these would be the main events of qualifying. And after all, Leclerc got the pole. First race, first pole for Ferrari. A good way to start the season. And going into the race, also an even better way to start the season for Ferrari, with a 1-2. With Leclerc and Sainz finishing on the top spot. We had an amazing battle for the first position with Max, Verstappen and Leclerc. It seemed like the one from the previous year with Max and Lewis on this track. We also started very well on that last season. But yeah, unfortunately for Max, there were some issues with the Red Bulls.
Yeah, at least there were two. One of them during the pit stop. Well, the car fall from...
Oh, the elevator thing.
Yeah. During the pit stop, it was thrown, get damaged, and also there was fuel issue. What do you know about that?
Yeah, in both Red Bulls, like I said before, Verstappen had problems, but also Sergio Perez. They were both on... Verstappen was 2nd and Perez 4th when... Well, in fact, Perez was 3rd when that happened, because Verstappen already had
quit.
Yeah, quit. So, yeah, but it seemed that it was a similar issue. The pump that sucks the fuel from the engine somehow got air in it. They say that, not Red Bull, but people are saying that maybe it was that problem of cavitation, because they didn't do a low fuel run on testing, so they didn't know how the car would behave. And maybe that was the problem, and so yeah, some vacuum created on the fuel pump, and well, not good. Car stopped. After that, the car stopped. So it seemed that it was a relatively easy issue to solve, but a very costly one, because there were a lot of points lost. 0 points for Red Bull, 0 points for their drivers. Not a good way to start the championship, and it gave Mercedes the damage limitation that they are so good at doing, with Hamilton finishing 3rd.
It was very hard. It was very unexpected to have a double DNF at Red Bull, and it was unexpected also for Mercedes drivers to become 3rd and 4th.
They did the best job with what they had, and with 2 cars in front of them not finishing, well, there you go.
I would like to ask you about the power units. All the teams that are using Mercedes power units are struggling with their pace. So,
but Toto Wolff says there is no problem, that is just a question of drag, which I clearly don't buy, because it seems too much of a coincidence that all the teams with Mercedes engines are fighting for pace and for top speed also. They also talked a little bit that it was an issue with the new fuel, with 10% ethanol, that has some challenges, and maybe Mercedes, which was the power unit to beat since 2014, maybe this year, that was a very important year, because as you know, power units are frozen now. You can only develop them if you have reliability issues. Well, you have still like 6 months for the electrical part or something like that.
But the main, that.
Yeah, but the main thing is done. And the main thing this year, or the difference, and where they had to research and develop more, was because of the fuel change, and that is in the internal combustion engine. So that electrical part, well, it's not the thing here where they are having issues. So yeah, if they struggle and they have not much more power to extract from their internal combustion engine, not good prospects for the future, at least power unit wise.
Yeah. Let's remember that concept Aston Martin, Mercedes itself, McLaren, and Williams, they are all very different. Not Mercedes and Williams, they are very close, but the other two teams, are really different, and the results are very similar. So the thing that is in common, I'm trying to reinforce the idea you were developing about the power unit. Yeah.
The common thing is the power unit. So for sure there's an issue there, for sure. And because of that lack of power, they are not able to use the downforce they would want. And well, it lacks power, and then because of that, it also will lack downforce. It's a problem. And on the other end, it seems that Ferrari did a very good job with their power unit, because you see Haas and Alfa Romeo really going up on that standings. Compared to last year. So
absolutely. I was reading also that Ryzen, the enterprise that develops biofuel and works with Shell, debuted with a winning. It is the first win of. Is it mixed? Isn't it? I mean the fuel the power units are using. It's not 100% ethanol.
No, it's only 10% ethanol.
Okay, and it was the first time that this company joins a winner at Formula One, and it was with Ferrari. So, a question I really don't know, perhaps you do. Are all the Ferrari engines using the same fuel, or they use another provider's fuel? I mean, Alfa Romeo has.
That's a really good question, and one that I don't know the answer to, because I know that in Mercedes engines there are differences. For instance, Aston Martin works with Aramco, and Mercedes works with Petronas. So there are differences. In Ferrari, I don't know, but I'm not seeing. At least I don't recall Haas and Alfa Romeo having some big sponsors in petrol companies.
Alfa Romeo has Orlen, the Polish company, petrol company. Am I right?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe they are. I will check and then come back to you in the next chapter.
Okay.
With that information.
After these messages.
Yeah. But it's an interesting question. But yeah, I don't know. I know the case on the Mercedes power unit, but in Ferrari, I'm not aware. But yeah, and talking about the Ferrari power unit and how it's well developed, we saw Kevin Magnussen finishing P5 with the Haas after 1 year away from Formula One, and the last year he was in Formula One fighting for the last positions. So what a comeback! How your life can change in 2 weeks, really.
In fact, he was my favorite one when he was working with Romain Grosjean at Haas, but he really did a good work. Perhaps he is getting out the experience with the American categories. I don't know, but he did a great job. I was expecting a good one. I mean, his work, but it was superb. It was a great,
amazing,
and it was really and it was really great to see how happy the team was.
And Kevin Magnussen, I think I never saw a guy so happy in a Formula One week. I was very happy because of him, because he was just like smiling. He was like, I was so happy, man. It was amazing. And it was
Yes.
funny because Antonio Felix da Costa was commentating live on TV, and he was talking about Kevin Magnussen because he knows him a little bit, yeah. And so he was talking that he thinks that the experience in prototype racing, endurance racing, was really good for moderate a little bit more his aggressiveness, we can say. And then he, in a funny way, he commented that, yeah, but he still has a loose screw, or he lost a screw there in his head. And like the narrator was like, oh, but I don't know about that. And he said, don't worry, he would be happy if you told that about him. Like it's a compliment for him to say that.
Well, in fact, he is a little bit insane, I think. Do you remember that death matches with his teammate? That were completely unbelievable. You must be a little bit crazy to do that. Well, but he did a great job, and for that race has became the third team at the constructors championship.
Yeah, because Red Bull got 0 points. Yeah, and also a good job for Valtteri Bottas, really strong on that Alfa Romeo. Also finishing on the points, both Alpines, like we were talking before. It seems like a good car. They will not fight for victories right now, but a good car. And Ocon better than Alonso. And also to finish, to mention these, like the good guys, Yuki Tsunoda finishing on the points, which was good. And Zhu Guanyu, because he says that you are supposed to say his name like this, not Guan Yu Zhu, but Zhu Guanyu. Okay, so I will attend that request.
Okay.
Also, first race and first point for him, which is always nice.
Mm-hmm. Very remarkable. Also, Albon did a good job during the qualies and the first half of the race.
Mm-hmm.
But the car is not strong enough to keep that pace during the whole race. So finally, he couldn't score points.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
And completely agree. And for the others, Mick Schumacher maybe should have done a little bit more. Lance Stroll and Hülkenberg. Well, Stroll was stronger in the race, but man, he was beaten by Hülkenberg on the qualifying. He can't allow that to happen. A guy that was sitting at home 1 year. But yeah, in the race, at least he got his way. McLaren, I don't even want to talk about him. They don't deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how bad they are. And unfortunately, Pierre Gasly was doing a good race, but also an issue. So we had 3 Red Bull on the engines, or I don't know what whatever the name, whatever the name they have. But yeah, 3 engines failing there. Not good. And with this, we can fly to another venue.
Yes, for sure, but we are going to travel not far from there. We are going to go on in the Middle East.
Yeah, to the explosive site.
It was very strange to hear Helmut Marko say that for Max it was okay, but he was a little bit surprised about Checo. How can he be afraid of rockets, if I'm saying properly, if he was born in Mexico DF?
It's like what you can expect from like a almost 80-year-old grandpa.
Well, in fact, he is, but he is not our grandfather. That is the thing.
It's like a racist opinion.
Absolutely.
But without the intention. Like in his head, it's everything he said was completely normal.
Well,
like no clue.
Yes, I think there's no filter for him. But in fact, there is a whole part of the paddock that thinks like him. That is the worst part.
Yeah, probably. But please tell us what happened. What was the event?
Well, as you may know, there are political problems among Yemen. Is that how you must pronounce it?
Yeah, Yemen. Yeah.
Yemen, okay, and Saudi Arabia, and they are fighting a piece of territory that is very rich in petrol. So this war is all time going on. It's been 2 or 3 years, I don't know. And this time there were a few attacks during the preparation of the Grand Prix. So there were explosions 16 kilometers away from the circuit. So it was very hard to take the decision, only for economical.
Now I can make a racist comment.
Yeah.
It's a joke, but a normal Friday in the Middle East.
Perhaps.
A joke.
So it was a very normal weekend in the Middle East. Helmut and other people, I think, said, "Okay, let's go on. Which is the problem?"
Yeah.
And you know, when I was watching the quali, and suddenly I saw red flags all around the track, and there was nothing to see in the TV. So there was nothing, just the empty track. I thought that there was a kind of attack during the quali.
Mm.
And finally it was Mick. But the first thing I thought is an explosion, an attack.
No.
No. And, well, that led us in the accident during the second weekend of the F1 season.
Mm. Yeah, it didn't start well, as we already discussed, for external reasons. But yeah, this track is fun, dangerous but fun, and a really good challenge for drivers. It's amazing how close they are to the walls. Mick is in the walls, not just close, unfortunately for him. But yeah, it was another great qualifying. It seemed that Sainz at the pole secured, then Charles Leclerc beat him, and then out of nowhere Sergio Perez made the lap of his life and took pole position. Really good. And already, not already, but again, Ferrari and Red Bull showing what they are up to. Really strong. And on another level compared to the others. On the other hand, Mercedes, which we hope that would catch to those two, so we could have a three team fight. It seems it was even worse. And I think it's interesting to be even worse in a track that you are always accelerating. So yeah, Hamilton was eliminated in Q1, and I think that says
was amazing.
That says it all. For the race, another amazing race. I think it was even better than the first one.
Yep, absolutely.
The fight is really good between Charles and Max. Fortunately for Sergio Perez, he was out of luck with the safety car situation and all. But it was a really good fight for first position. DRS statics all over the place. It was really fun to watch. And you saw on the podium that both of them enjoyed that one.
Absolutely. There was a kind of grit among them. Latifi did it again.
Yeah. The opportunity for Max to win.
I think they are really close. In fact.
Yeah. He's getting payments under the table.
Absolutely. There were 3 or 4 cars with mechanical issues. Tsunoda didn't even start the race. Ricciardo gave up. Alonso quit. Well, Latifi.
Bottas?
Yes, Bottas, who was doing great work.
Yeah.
And Mick didn't even start it because of the car. It was absolutely impossible to recover that unit from one gate to another.
And it was interesting, the failures, because it's one Red Bull engine, one Alpine, one Ferrari, and two Mercedes. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think they were all power unit related. Do you know?
I think so, except from Latifi. The other ones.
No, yeah, but I was not. Latifi
counting
was
on him.
not on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fernando's power unit stopped working. Also, Ricciardo. Well, Tsunoda didn't even. He had an issue with brakes temperature during the quali, but I don't know if that was the. I think Bottas had also that problem. I don't know about the other ones.
Yeah, but I think they were all power unit related. And you were talking about Alonso. What a fight with Ocon. Also a real duel.
A few minutes ago, we were speaking about Magnussen and Grosjean. They are a dogfight almost among brothers. But this one, and the team, say nothing about that. They were misusing their resources to fight one each other instead of going farther together, instead of working as a team. I don't know, Ocon did the same to Perez in the past. Perhaps this time he is a Frenchman in a French team. He feels more comfortable, perhaps. He feels like the number one driver. I don't know. It was spectacular. But
yeah, I think it's the pink car. The pink car for Ocon doesn't work.
It drives him mad.
Yeah.
And finally, how are the results? I mean, the championship. How does it go?
Well, we probably all are thinking, and no, also. Charles Leclerc is leading the championship, and Sainz is second. Ferrari did a lot of points in this strong start. Some years ago in 2017 and 18, they also had strong starts. The problem for them was to keep up the pace and development during the season. Let's see what happens this year. But yeah, top 5, Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen, Russell, Hamilton. And some curiosities is Magnussen 8th position. Yeah, I think that's a good curiosity. Oh, and another one is Ricciardo in 19th position. So yeah, 6 drivers still with 0 points. Nick Schumacher, Lance Stroll, Nico Hülkenberg, Albon, Ricciardo, and Latifi. I think that Mick Schumacher and Ricciardo sooner or later will have points. The others, I doubt it, especially Hülkenberg, because he probably will not drive anymore.
I think Vettel is trying to not get back.
yeah, like 2 months will pass and you'll be like, yeah, still COVID, guys. Yeah, still positive.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
I can't drive. Please. Yeah. Nico.
Long COVID.
Please, Nico, do it for myself.
And in the Constructors' Championship?
Yeah.
Sorry, just to close. In the Constructors' Championship, of course, Ferrari leading with 78 points, already 40 points ahead of the second classified, which is Mercedes, with 1 point more than Red Bull, because Red Bull 0 points on the first race. So, yeah, 2 teams with 0 points, Williams and Aston Martin. And interestingly enough, the last 3 teams have Mercedes engines. I'll leave with that.
It will be hard, something to deal with during the whole season.
But there is no engine problem there. Not
No. We believe you. We do not. Yeah.
Do you know what Hamilton being eliminated in Q1 made me remember?
No. Please.
Mickey, no. No, Mickey, no.
That is not fair.
Poor Toto. But yeah, they have a lot of work to do, and we all hope that they are able to do it and join the fight, because 3 teams fighting is better than 2.
Absolutely. And we are going to Australia after this incredible starting.
Yeah, we'll go to Australia. Already Mercedes saying they will have some updates. Red Bull says that they will have a big update for the race following Australia, which is Imola. It will be an eventful year regarding development and updates. So I think not every race, but there can be something new regarding the order of the teams. Almost any race, because they can discover something that will give them an edge.
Okay, and we will be there reviewing and commenting on that, for sure.
Of course.
Okay, João, it was a pleasure. Please follow us on our social media.
Yeah, on Instagram and Spotify and YouTube.
So let's say goodbye and let's keep in touch. And soon, really soon, we will be back here with our podcast called
As do Volante. See you on the next chapter.